Big thing, cool thing of the week.
Yeah.
Our big thing, cool thing of the week happened in the Jaguars-Bills game. And the big thing, cool thing you noted was how they utilized Tyson Campbell in this game. So we're deep diving into Jags and Bills across the pond. Why was this your big thing, cool thing of the week, Chris?
Well, because this is a thing that doesn't go on in the NFL as much anymore, right? The Cowboys with Trayvon Diggs do it a little bit, right? Teams don't play, hey, you cover that guy. You do this. Hey, we're going to play zone with everybody, but you're going to play man, right? It's kind of lost its way a little bit in the last few years in the NFL. You know, I feel like the Patriots were really one of the last teams to do that combination of like, hey, we're in zone, but Darrell Reeves is playing man or whatever, right? It's not as popular. We saw it with Patrick Peterson in his prime in Arizona. They did it, right? So that was the cool thing. And they did it two different ways where sometimes they would, if it was man across the board, he covered Stephon Diggs. If it was we're going to play zone, but we want you to play man-to-man on one guy, he played Gabe Davis, and then they kind of shifted the zone towards Stephon Diggs, right? Okay. So very cool that way. And listen, he's a special player. Like, you know, I've always liked him a lot. But the last 2 years, and especially what I've seen this year, he's one of the best corners in football. There's no doubt. And I don't know what the stats finally say. I know the stats of those two receivers are extremely misleading in this football game. It was a lot of garbage time when they were down 18-7 and 25-13 stats. But they weren't catching many balls on him man-to-man. That's for sure. Diggs caught the ball on the right sideline for the touchdown to make it 18-13, right? Or was it? Yeah. No, the first touchdown to make it 11-7. He caught that on Campbell. Campbell got really aggressive and tried to I'm going to smush you at the line of scrimmage and kind of quick jam you. And Diggs was ready for it, made a nice little move and got off clean. And all of a sudden, Campbell, who was way over aggressive, kind of stumbled forward and had to try to catch up. That was his only mistake of the game. He's phenomenal. And this Jaguars defense and their team in general, like we've talked about, continuing to go like this, like we said a few weeks ago when they lost to the Texans, right? I said there's a lot of good there still. Don't, just because they lost this game, there was a few mess-ups and whatever else. And I think we're starting to see them turn the corner and get shit together
So you think at the end of the game it was more of the garbage time, maybe taking the foot off the gas a little bit, as opposed to the Bills figuring something out with the way that they were playing those
exactly
guys?
Right. The competitive part of the football game, they couldn't do jack diddly squat on this team, right? And all the stats came in, wait, we're up 18-7, let's play prevent. They played zones and just were like, we're not going to let them score quick, right? That was their whole goal, right? So that's what they did. And then they went down and scored again. They made it 25-13, and they did the same thing. And then Allen and them came back with a few big plays. He made a few awesome throws against their zone and scored touchdowns. But
a couple things you noted here that I want to get to here because you noted the Jaguars tackling. You said phenomenal was the word that you used there.
They're so fast and aggressive throughout.
Well, that was what you noted too. For the first snap on, you said the Jaguars are moving at a different speed than the Buffalo Bills.
Definitely. They looked like the team that was angry, hungry, ready to go, acclimated to the time change, whatever you want to say.
Yeah.
But it looked like a team that the Bills are maybe a little worn out from the travel, the big moment in the week before against the Miami Dolphins, whatever. But they were a gear up from where the Buffalo Bills were. That was the first thing you noticed. When you just went, whoa, they're flying around, and Buffalo's kind of still getting their feet underneath them and getting used to this football game.
What did they do to keep Josh Allen from being Josh Allen, from that guy that's running around, kind of slicing and dicing, maybe ripping off 15, 20-yard gains on the ground? What did they do?
Well, this to me was the key to the game. We talk about Campbell. He's awesome. We got that. We know the Jaguars D, the talent's real, right? Their secondary as a whole, I'd put up there against anybody in the sport. And then their two middle linebackers. So their back end is phenomenal, let alone their front end is kind of damn scary good too, right? So there's a lot to look at there and go, ooh, they're good, right? But this was the key to the game. And listen, I don't remember saying this very often. Where I got to end of the third quarter, and I was like, there hasn't been one Josh Allen magic play. Not one hey, he got out of the pocket and set up and threw a 40-yard laser, or ran around with his hair on fire and ran up the sidelines for 30 yards, right? None of that. And the Jaguars, of course, won the battle up front, but what they did is they did not go for sacks in the football game. They played, mush rush or nobody go by him. Defensive ends, we're not playing let's go around and get the sack and then leave some huge gap so he can run around and tear us up. They kind of played, hey, 4 or 5 guys, we're going to kind of push the pocket, we're going to slowly, and if he breaks or whatever, we're going to be there ready to react to the break, right? So that was what they did really well. Then with some tactical 5-man rushes at times, right? They didn't over blitz, but they did have some 5-man rushes, then it just, one less lane to worry about or where Josh Allen can attack. And that was really the beauty of what they do. And then the other thing too, just up front and why we're there, their 5-man fronts, their talent on their football team allows them versatility that a lot of teams don't have. So they could play 2 big guys in the middle, and then it's Trayvon Walker on the end on one side, and then it's Josh Allen on the end, and maybe Chase on the outside of him, kind of a stand-up linebacker. And you don't know what 4 are going to come or what are going to drop. But either way, it's a 5-man line of scrimmage, and teams go, well, we don't want to run against that, so let's call the pass. But then one of them drops back, and you go, well, shit. Now it's a 4-man rush, and they got an extra guy who's long and athletic back in coverage, Allen, Walker, or Chase on, Caleb on Chase on, right?
Right. Yeah.
But either way, so that was definitely one of the keys of the game. But their ability not to over pass rush him, just kind of push the pocket, mush pocket, and keep their eyes on him to where, oh, he's breaking, we can break too now and go get him, was definitely one of the keys to the game.
So I think there are some people that would think that, yes, the Jaguars are used to playing in London. You even mentioned that just a few minutes ago, that maybe this was a bad game for the Bills coming off that huge win against the Dolphins. You mentioned that a few minutes ago. But right. I also get the feeling, though, these two teams are 3-2.
Right.
Like, are the talent levels that extreme one way or another, especially with all the injuries the Bills have?
Well,
right
that's what the scary thing is. I don't think the talent level is too different when the teams are healthy. I think that I would probably take the Jaguars' talent level if they were all healthy. I would take them. They're not as seasoned as the Bills. The Bills are a team we can't forget. They've been in the AFC Championship game, the playoffs. They've been a team that we've been talking about a Super Bowl contender for 4 years in a row now. So, and they know how to play. And, they're a 4-quarter football team. And, of course, they're really well coached. So I'm not saying this to be disrespectful to Buffalo. I just think a lot of Jacksonville's talent. I do. And I just think they're young and kind of finding their way. And, yeah, with the injuries right now to Buffalo, which are, a lot and at big positions and concerning that way, yeah, I would say, there might be a little bit of a plateau for Buffalo here where I think Jacksonville is on an upward trajectory and just continues to get better and better.
All right, the Jaguars playing the Colts coming up next. Defeated Indianapolis 31-21 in week number 1. So their season series will be done here after this weekend of the Bills and Giants Sunday Night Football, our game, NBC. I guess we couldn't flex out of this one, right? I guess the Giants. Do they deserve to be on Sunday Night Football?
No,
Get a team like the Lions in there or something like that?
We've got the Giants on 2 primetime games, right?
Yeah. 3.
It's 3. That's right. It was a Monday night game and 2 Sunday night games.
No.
And they're
Sunday,
it was a Thursday.
Oh, no.
Gosh. So this is the 4th one.
This is 4, Pete?
Yeah. This is 4.
Oh, no.
And we've had the Raiders twice. Like that,
so it'll get better.
I can understand the Giants one. The Raiders one, I'm a little bit like, what? Why did they get on 2 times early on in the football season?
Yeah, I didn't even write this in here. Pete goes, "Is this an easy get right game for the Buffalo offense?" Ouch.
I don't think so.
Okay.
I would never. Nothing's easy against this Giants defense.
Buffalo's defense is an easy get right game. No, I'm just
saying.
Well,
that could be.
Yeah.
Now, that I'm not. Now their health is going to be real. And what always scares me in these kind of matchups is Dayball is going to be like, wait, I know McDermott likes to do this in this formation and likes to do that. So he's going to have a little bit of an inside clue on how they attack and some of their rules. That'll help them maybe a little bit. But, yeah, that's going to be tough sledding. The health of Daniel Jones, the O-line has sucked like we've talked about. And now you're going on the road, hostile environment, a team that's going to be pissed off with the way they played last week. Yeah, it's scary. It really is. And, again, they're still a good football team, but they got to get healthy.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I would imagine Josh Allen and them, they're going to have some problems with this Wink Martindale defense this week. They pose problems. They're creative, and they think outside the box.
But like you mentioned, the health of Daniel Jones will be a big thing that we'll be watching going into that game.
Yo, what up, homies? Thanks for watching. Remember, subscribe to Chris Simms Unbuttoned. Right now, we got Sunday pod, right? So you can have it Monday morning. We recap all the action. Wednesday, it's the What the Happened podcast. We're going to get deep in the weeds on the key matchups of the week. And then Thursday, I'm picking games with that jerk Florio. So you know where to find us, homies. Keep watching. Peace out. We'll see you.